Hey, y'all, sorry, I'm gonna mute this for a moment, so while I'm talking about my son.
No, you're okay.
Alright, yeah, we're, Tammy Hawkins is a few minutes out, so we will hopefully get things started soon. Tammy Hawkins is going to give a statement, I'm sure answer some questions regarding LMPD Chief's Chris Humphrey's statement yesterday regarding Tasha White and the circumstances in which she was murdered. He essentially blamed her and her lifestyle.
Her behavior.
Her behavior for her being murdered. So
Skirts too short, too much makeup. Yeah, that kind of shit.
yeah. So we'll get started here shortly, hopefully.
Scott, you all right?
Appreciate you for being here. Not guilty. Right? I know. I was like, yo, I'm gonna press the fuck up today.
I mean, every time I see you, regardless of what
Well,
you're
no,
wearing,
dude, I was
you,
ready to
like,
go to the
look
pool on
always
Monday.
sharp.
It was not on my fucking bingo card.
No, but you still like look like fucking baller out there.
We plead not guilty. You know, we're gonna. My lawyer has been taught us. We're gonna.
Alrighty. They already give him a ticket? Yep. They weren't even there that long. God damn, I'm glad I put money in mine.
This is their heyday right here. Everybody who goes to court.
Yeah, here and over on Abraham Flexner Way over by the Fraser in the U of L hospital and stuff over there.
Do you need money on your meter?
I probably will.
You know, I've got you on my meter.
Yeah.
Do you know the zone? I mean, on my Ghost 502. Do you know the zone you're in?
It's for. Hold on.
The city is absolutely wild when it comes to ticketing people for not having money in a meter.
It's crowded.
Yep. I love how I managed to like get myself like in the center too. Squeezed in.
You squeezed in.
We also have Councilwoman Shamika Parrish right here, and somebody almost falling on their face.
That would be Destiny.
I wasn't gonna call her out for it, but go ahead, Tara.
Okay, zone. But I got you got an hour and a half. Yeah, should be okay. You're good. Yeah, you're fine. She looks fabulous, though.
Yeah, that's why I told her like
Matters.
she was.
Even if you fall on your face, you do it looking fabulous.
Yeah, that's what I told her. Is like, it's a cute. You got a cute dress on today. She thought I was saying something else too. She thought I was saying she was on drugs or something.
on drugs as opposed to looking really nice?
Yes.
What-
Well,
what-
she
I
was
don't
paying
understand.
more attention to her phone than me, so like
I don't understand.
she just wasn't fully listening to what I was saying.
Oh my God.
Do I have my
No Hawkins yet? Time for some yoga. Matthew, you want to do some yoga?
I mean, I should, but I'm not.
Well, let's do a quick vinyasa for us.
I'm definitely not right now. Not in these. I can't do yoga
Why can't you do yoga in those?
because they're too constrictive.
It's alright. Can we do a quick yoga session?
Well, let me see. I've got my gun and my. What do you want to do? I have to take my gun off to do it. I'm afraid they're going to start. Can we do it right after?
Yeah, we can do it.
Hello, Matthew Burry. Oh,
Okay, Max.
all right.
Come here. You can do it real quick.
So now I'm strapped up.
Get all my shit off.
Alright, I'm just gonna work on my shoulders. You're gonna do a flying bird.
In case anything goes down, I just want you to know Tara put her gun in my pocket. My fingerprints are not on it at the moment. I will say you definitely look much different without all the hair.
Everybody knew, like, I had to do a second look.
Like, that's what I had when you came up to me. I'm like, when you said, "Hey," I'm like, "Tion, what?"
They said it just don't look like tea, but it's like, it's
I mean, you had a very distinctive look for a minute, like.
that's a fact.
And I haven't looked at your Facebook profile in a while, but like if that's still your profile, like
Well,
with the
that
that
picture,
hair.
yeah, I'm waiting on the picture that I want. But when you
Jason down. Oh, here we go.
like change your profile to like every song,
Really?
Hang on.
both like the you link your Instagram.
Oh,
Facebook,
yeah.
yeah, to like,
No, you can have separate profile pics. You can
Thanks
sync.
for entertaining the crowd.
change my Instagram, it's like you gotta change both.
Are you verified? Oh, that must have something to do with being verified. Oh, okay. Okay.
So I have to be unverified just to change it.
That is wild. I guess they're trying to prevent people from like, I don't know, like,
Account swapping and stuff.
yeah.
Your other hand, that'd be great. This back from you.
Told him online, I was like, if anything happens, Tara put her gun in my pocket.
Just in case it shoots somebody.
My fingerprints are not on it currently.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go up in the air and have that come down.
That's called being a responsible gun owner.
Thank you, Maxwell,
Big time.
for flying me.
Yeah, I needed it. It's good on the shoulders and the upper back.
I should have been sharing this already and I haven't. Oh well, that's on me.
Killed it a little bit.
Sorry. pay attention to my phone. Didn't realize. Although I'm not in too much of a wreck, so. Oh no, I'm good. It's not as bad as it was on Monday, which is.
I really thought like all of our umbrellas were kind of inside out within seconds.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I'm just getting the gap. I'm not talking.
It don't matter. Whatever you say, ain't nothing right there. Speak from the heart. Stand on it.
That wind feels good.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being here today. My heart is really heavy. I'm learning that the tongue can be a very deadly weapon. So y'all just bear with me. Because my heart is heavy, and today I'm being very bold. And I'm doing it in a very peaceful way. You know, I got a lot of calls with people saying, oh, it's going to be a riot. Oh, if you hold this press conference, you know, you're going to stir up a lot of stuff. And I want to tell all my colleagues on Metro Council, I'm not speaking as the Democratic caucus chair. I'm speaking for my community.
That's right.
So if that jeopardizes my role as a Democratic caucus chair, I'm okay with that. Because guess what? None of my colleagues votes for me. The people do.
That's right.
So I'm okay with that. Today's been a tough week. Not just for myself, but for a lot of other families that's been affected. With the recent sentencing of Brent Hankerson on July the 21st of 2025, after the murder of Breonna Taylor on March the 13th, 2020, at the hands of LMPD department. Over 5 years later, Brent Hankerson was sentenced to 33 months after the recommendation of 1 day for taking the life of a black woman. In lieu of a current devastation of Louisville community post-sentencing of Brent Hankerson 2 days before. Louisville Police Chief Paul Humphrey made the following statement 2 days later, on July the 23rd, and the statement quotes, I know there was a lot of criticism thrown at LMPD at the onset, but I will tell you that Tasha White's behavior placed her in a position she ultimately ended up in. Verbatim, those were his words. This type of statement made by our chief of police, about a homicide victim suggest that Miss White's behavior deserved her death. For that, I say, absolutely not. No victim deserves this type of statement. And I want to ask the community, did these victims deserve a statement like that? Absolutely not. I want to say, an hour before this press conference, I did receive a call from Chief Humphrey. And I did ask him to join us today. But I'm going to need Paul Humphrey to have the same energy that he had when he had his own press conference talking about this, to have the same energy. To have the same energy to apologize to the family and to the public.
Should be right here.
I believe that he should have been standing with us today. You know, everybody wants to say, we don't trust. I fought against my own colleagues about, let's heal. Let's let this go. Let's move forward. I've worked with the administration. I've compromised. I've done the most. But I'm tired. Ain't no compromising when it comes to making a statement, such as what he did. Everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. But to basically say, I don't care what went on with this ongoing investigation. And last I checked, you don't talk about open investigations. It's very demeaning. It's disappointing. And the city wonders why we can't heal. And I'm also going to question the mayor, because I've worked with him. Why you ain't here today? Why you ain't made a statement? As a leader, not just for the black community, because you're going to need our votes. Let's talk about that. Right? And I ain't saying that because I'm running for mayor, because let me make that clear, I'm not. But I'm going to speak up for the people that I represent. The tongue is deadly. What he said was unfair. It was already bad enough. They did not give the missing persons report information to any of the news stations. And then you turn around and you make a statement. Such as she put herself in a situation. Nobody purposely puts themselves in a situation to have their life taken. We got several people that made bad decisions. I've made several bad decisions in my life. If the administration, if my colleagues want to see a change, I thought you had to be the change in order to see it. I feel like I've been the change. My life has done a 360, and it ain't been easy. Because I'm around the gangbangers. I'm around the drug dealers.
Come on now.
I'm outside at Club Cedar.
Why y'all scared?
I'm outside at Joe's.
How y'all scared?
And let me justify why. Because when you ain't outside, guess what? You don't know what's going on.
Right.
Right? And I gotta say this. You know, people be like, oh, why you ain't running? or why you ain't doing this, or a lot of people are scared to run for these type of seats.
That's right.
There's no criteria. There's no resume other than you being able to fight for the people when you want to be in leadership. I'm sick of people feeling like that it's got to be a white picket fence to run for these seats. Each seat's required for you to have life experiences.
That's right.
That's what it calls for. Because if you ain't never been through nothing, how can you talk about anything?
That's right.
And I also want to say this. You know, because people get this mistaken way too often. Oh, she's an angry black woman. No, I'm not. I'm very passionate. I'm very bold. I'm very fearless. And whatever comes behind this, I'm ready. Because guess what?
We got you too.
This city loves Tammy Hawkins. Let me say that.
You go, girl.
I love you, Miss Tammy. Real.
And I also say this. I ain't always been the person that I am today. And I am asking for our chief to stand up and be accountable and identify how he spoke was inappropriate. And I'm giving him 24 hours. And we really are already 24 hours from yesterday when he said it.
That part.
I had a lot of people to ask me not to do this press conference today. And I listen to the people. But everybody can't lead me. I'm a leader within my heart. God leads me,
Amen. Amen.
not me. So, I'm gonna pass it on to my colleague, Councilwoman Donna Purvis. You know, we, her, myself, Councilman Perch Wright, Councilman Ken Herndon, we struggle in our districts. We serve the most underserved areas. Effortlessly every day. We take so many calls. This job ain't for the weak. I'm tired of the city beating us up. All we trying to do is serve the people who elected us. Allow us to continue to do that. Allow us to continue to be the vessel. But change starts with meeting the people and the community where they at. And it ain't with private conversations. You know, for a long time I thought, well, I can't really, I gotta dumb myself down just a little bit. You know, I gotta slow down. Stop having so many press conferences and bringing awareness, you know, to the people on what's going on. From this day forward, I don't care if I don't get to sit at a table. Because the tables that they don't let me sit at, I'm going to go walk the door and sit there myself. And put me out. And I'll bring my own table. So I'm going to allow Councilwoman Purvis, who'd like to say a couple of words. Then we're going to let Ken Herndon, Shamika Perch Wright say a couple of words. And I also want to say I'm speaking on behalf of the family of Tasha White. You know, they're with us today.
Thanks for being out here.
And I'm gonna apologize.
You want to say something?
You know, I'm gonna apologize to the family first. And I'm gonna let one of the family members say something before my colleagues speak.
I'm Shantae. I'm Tasha White's stepdaughter of 30 years. I'm 30. She's not just a stepmom. She's not just Tasha White to us. She's a mom. She's my brother's mom. She's my kids' grandmother. She's more than just this missing person. We didn't get the justice that we deserve. She's not just a number. What he said was very disrespectful and very emotional for us. You're throwing salt into open wounds that we haven't even healed from yet. But you don't understand. Our family, we're big, but we don't know how to talk. We don't know how to properly talk, and we're very angry about what he said because this is just not another person. It's more women that keep getting disrespected during these cases. It's more black people that keep going missing. No one says anything. We keep throwing it under the rug. I'm here to say my name is Shantae Young. I am the parent of the guardian of my kids. I am Tasha White's voice. I am Shantae Young's voice. That's my brother. That's her son, her youngest son. I am Brian Edmonds' voice. That's my oldest brother. They can't be here today, but I am. And you won't never see my face a lot, but you will hear me. You will hear me. You will see the background. You don't see the noise, but you will see. It's staying over. We're just now getting started. By the way, Tasha White will live with us forever, and that's it.
That's well done.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here. My colleague pointed out that the tongue is very vicious. Let me say this. The tongue only says what the heart says. And so that is the heart of Chief Humphreys. When he made that statement, sorry, we're having some noise interference. When he made that statement, it didn't only come from his tongue, but it came from his heart. It's very, very unfortunate that he had to say that. I'm going to quote Maya Angelou. She said, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Thank you. God bless you all. God bless you.
Good morning. I want to say three things, but before then, I want to quote, my name is Shamika Parrish-Wright. I'm a councilwoman for District 3, but first, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I am a victim of violence and domestic violence. Malcolm X said, the most disrespected and unprotected woman in America are black women. Person in America are black women. I think that our energy should be the same as for the Crystal Rogers case. I never heard anything like this. And I'm always going to bring in the racial equity lens, the gender balance, the fairness, the equity. I don't run from that. I am an activist, I am an organizer, and I am an elected official, and I stand proudly in all of those hats. What I think needs to happen, there's three things. First, I want to thank the family for being here today and showing up. And you said the right words because you spoke from the heart. And that's what matters. I can't imagine what that felt like to hear someone in one of the highest offices in our city say something like that. The police chief is one of the most highest paid offices, and I'm not jealous because it's a hell of a job, and I don't want it. I don't want to be mayor right now. I'm running from my office. But I will say that police chief has a dedicated staff of sergeants and lieutenants and division heads who run the day-to-day business of Louisville Metro Police Department. His job is community and police relationships. Not to sit up there every time he speaks to talk about protecting the officers who are the most protected workforce that we have in this state, in this nation. They have rights, they are protected, they have qualified immunity, they have money, they have resources. But they are hired by the people to protect and serve. And he wouldn't want somebody to make those statements about his wife, his kids, his family. So how dare he say that about Tasha White? and the case hasn't even been prosecuted through the judicial system. But you had enough to say that? I think the police chief in the most highest paid position still needs professional and personal development, because nobody is above that, and it's obvious. The police chief also needs media training, because the media isn't just a way for them to tell us a bunch of lies and bull and then do something else on the ground. You need to be held accountable for what you say in the media. And where I come from, if the disrespect was public, then the apology should be public. With changed behavior. Because I don't want an apology if you're not changing your behavior. We've been forced to conform, to pay for LMPD's abuses over and over again. And let's start with the fact that Tasha White was denied due diligence in the first place when they took forever to even start investigating her case. They dropped the ball. And then you want to talk about being held and people being critical because you are guilty, LMPD. I'm not afraid to say that. That isn't every LMPD officer, but they know who they are, and the corruption starts at the top. And the mayor who is trying to get reelected on this police chief's work need to check his employee for saying something so disrespectful. That accountability is not absent of Louisville Metro Police Department. And we cannot be in a city where we fear our police department, where we let our police department continuously disrespect us and give them millions and millions of dollars every year. Where does that make sense? I was glad when Councilwoman Tammy Hawkins called me last night and asked me to be here and asked me to share. Because you know, people get tired of hearing Shamika, I'm racist, I'm this, I'm that. I'm a black woman, and I can't speak for all black people, but some of us can be privileged. And Chief Humphreys is privileged to make a statement like that. We can't be racist, but we can be privileged and elitist and disconnected from community. He's been an officer for over 18 years, but sir, now you are police chief, and your job is community and police relationships. Your officers got plenty of protection, sir. Nobody's out here trying to hurt them intentionally, and those that are, you deal with them. Tasha White didn't do anything to Louisville Metro Police Department. Tasha White was failed by our system again and again and again, and she lost her life. And I'm thankful Councilwoman Hawkins has given him 24 hours. But a real police chief that is about community and police relationships will be right here, right now, with us, not making calls. And what I need you all to do is exactly what Tammy Hawkins is doing. Stop letting them meet with you in the back rooms and disrespect us in the media and the public. Make them come out and say their own words. We don't carry their water. We don't carry the mayor's water. He should be out here too, because he has to be the mayor of the whole city, not just tourism elite and Bourbon. We deserve more. We deserve better. And do you tell somebody that's on Whiskey Road that ends up in a violent incident that their behavior is what got them there? I bet not. I bet not. You would never say that about a tourist. So I'm tired of the disrespect. I will always show up, and I don't care how people come for me. I'm always going to bring the racial equity lens. I'm not running from that, because there is a problem when black people are involved. And just because we got a black chief doesn't mean our problems are solved. That chief must stand up and stand for every one of us, right or wrong. Our court system says you're innocent until proven guilty. They don't get to talk to us, and they tried to do the same to Breonna Taylor. They tried to bury us and tell her she was this and she was that. They've been disrespectful to black women for far too long, and I'm not standing for it. And I will not support a mayor who lets this happen again and again. Call the mayor, that's his boy, that's his employee. Tell him to come out and address it. Because when my teams, my legislative team, my team at Vocal Kentucky, when they do something wrong, I hold them accountable because I am their director. I am their boss. Let's get the boss out here. Thank you.
I'm Councilman Ken Hearn in District 4. You never, ever blame the victim, ever. And that's what Chief Humphrey did. He owes first an apology to the family, to the constituents that we all represent, and to himself. He's not a bad man, but he made a big mistake, and he needs to own up to it, apologize for it, learn from it, grow from it, and then we can work together. But he has to apologize for his statement. Thank you.
That's right. From the heart.
Good afternoon. My name is Bianca Austin. I'm here on behalf of Tasha White. I want to say I am deeply sorry for the loss of your mother, and it's very brave of y'all to be up here and be able to stand and speak on her behalf, because I know how hard it is, because I am continuing to be denied due process for Breonna Taylor. So moving forward, I really don't have a lot to say, but I just want to say to the community that we're out here, we're sacrificing ourselves, and y'all need to step up or step out the way, please, because what are we doing it for? Our families we lost our loved ones. Y'all can sit back and be delusional, but this is where you need to be. This is your support. We're not here to stand against the community. We're here to stand up against for what's right. And as you can clearly see, these people don't give a fuck about us. So if you see these people don't give a fuck about you, and once we stop giving a fuck about you, then what? So I'm begging y'all once again, how many lives does it take? And this is only just a few of them. It's hard for these families to sit here and continue to get publicly humiliated for due process, something that's owed to us. That's owed to us. Do you know how hard it is for me to watch Tamika Palmer fight for her daughter for 5 years in a courtroom? And we were treated like nothing. They chose once again an opportunity to get it right, and you failed once again. And now I'm gonna show you, y'all got me fucked up.
That's right.
My name is Kenneth Forbes. I'm the founder of Mothers of Murdered Sons and Daughters of Kentucky. I represent 742 Facebook members, but I also represent thousands and thousands of families in this community. My son was murdered in 2013. In 2012, I'm sorry. And I never imagined that it was my son's fault for him being murdered. I was always taught that it's not killed. Murder by the hands of another person is a sin in itself. But when I heard those comments about Tasha, I was disturbed. Maybe I was disturbed because of the communication and the lack of connection that the moms group have with LMPD. On a number of occasions, I've reached out to this to the chief to come and collaborate with us and give us some insight on things that's going on in the community and the ideas that we have to better the community. No answer. We've had issues about members calling the detective about the homicide cases. No answer. Now I wonder, now I see why. To have the nerve to say that someone was unalive because of their actions, it put me back to 2012. And then it makes me feel like that everything that we're doing in this community to try to alleviate the pain in this community is always getting crushed out by people, stomped out by people that does not have a connection with the community. Listen, this issue only affects 9th and Western Broadway. These issues only affect people that look like myself, Demetrius, and Tammy. No other community is dealing with these issues. No other community, not East Louisville, not the South End, it's always 9th, west of 9th Street. We are sick and tired. This is the one thing that we as a community has to deal with. Police officer, throw his ass in jail. The court system, give his ass life. When you're in your neighborhood, if you're not from that neighborhood or whatever, F him. He ain't from my neighborhood. Kill his ass on sight. That's what we deal with. We've been dealing with this for decades and decades of just so much oppression that it takes the wind out of it. And as a father who's lost someone to gun violence and represents so many people that lost their loved ones to gun violence, I'm going to apologize for ignorance. I'm going to apologize to you all for the ignorant statement that was made by our chief. And the thing about it is we need our LMPD personnel and officers to help us solve these crimes, help us solve these cold cases. And I wonder why the energy is not there, because the reputation is not there. The representative is not there. The mayor should be here. And all the ones who move these pegs, they give you an idea of how they really feel about it. But it takes us to fix this problem. We're going to fix this problem because guess what? This leadership doesn't look like 20 years ago. It's changing. And we're stepping up because we're tired. And we know what goes on in the streets. We know what goes on in the public sector. We are tired. And you're going to start seeing a whole lot more people of different colors rising up and saying enough is enough of this bullshit that we, excuse my language, that we're dealing with. Thank you.
After this, we'll have questions.
Hello, my name is Summer Dickerson, and I'm here to talk about how in the very beginning when Tasha went missing, because of LMPD dropping the ball, there was community members and family members that reached out to me, and we held a community citywide search for Tasha White. For them to continue to do this, continue to drop the ball, and then have the audacity to sit here and blame, shame, and try to humiliate a victim that was murdered is absolutely ridiculous and unacceptable. And on top of that, for you to have an olive branch reached out to you, Chief, and then you decide not to show up and say you're going to hold your own press conference is a spit in the face to not only the family, but to every single woman, black woman, every single community member that you spit in the face and traumatize in 30 seconds. Because I need you to understand, with reckless language like that, I have had tons of victims reach out and talk about how traumatized they are. Because the person that's supposed to, as we all know, they don't, but supposed to serve and protect, in 30, not even 30 seconds, in 20 seconds, traumatize the whole community. Maybe if you would have done what you were supposed to do, we all wouldn't be standing here. And like they said earlier, why are you even speaking on an investigation? Get it together. And it needs to be more than just an apology, because at this point, I sat in a courtroom this week and also listened to other people in power that did not care about black women at all. A dog had more value than a black woman did they murdered. So whether it's a cop that murders somebody or a community member murders somebody, Humphrey, you need to do better with that language you use, because it will not be acceptable. And also, stop looking at us like we're rioters and all this other stuff. We wouldn't be out here, boots to the ground, if you did your job the way you were supposed to. But understand, we will be out here every time if you don't do your job right. Power to the people.
Right.
My name's Denara Garrett. I'm out here on behalf of Tasha White. I just want to say to the family, sorry for your loss. I'm gonna try to keep my composure, but Chief Humphrey already showed us who he is. He showed us during the protests. He showed us that he didn't care about black people. I remember the first time I got arrested during the protest, Chief Humphrey put a gun on my head right over there on the corner. You know, so again, like I said, he already showed us that he don't care about the black community. And what hurts more is that he's a black man that don't care about the black community. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Get Out. That's the perfect example of what the movie Get Out was about. You know, the house nigga spirit. That's what Chief Humphrey is showing. That's all I gotta say. Thank you.
Hey, my name is Demetrius McDowell. I run an organization called Bosses Not Bangers. I just want to say I'm sorry to the family having to deal with a statement like that, but I also want to take this time to tell the community that it's time for us to step up as well. Accountability on all parts. If we kind of get out here and engage more instead of spreading negative comments on social media, then they wouldn't treat us this way. If we don't take us serious, nobody else will. And we got serious leaders behind us, so it's over for us saying those people ain't gonna let us do that. Because you got prime examples right here that's doing it. So I say to the community, get more involved, you know, be vocal, be present in your community, and definitely geared towards our youth, because they only can be what they see.
That part, there it is.
You know, they say this is supposed to be a compassionate city, you know. But that tongue wasn't compassionate at all. We'll take questions.
Miss Tammy, when you talked to the chief this morning, can you tell us a little about just kind of what he was saying and what his response was to you?
There it is. Well, his response to me was that he is going to be, you know, speaking on this. And he prematurely spoke out. I asked him to join us. And I don't know if it was instructed for him not to. He just said he would not be here. He would not be present. But what he would do is he would be doing a public announcement. I'm hoping later today. And that it is still an ongoing investigation. So he couldn't speak to anything moving forward or why he made the statement that he did.
Councilwoman, with that 24-hour window, with what you just said, will that be enough to equate to accountability?
Absolutely not. It's a start. I want to see if he's going to do that. Like I said, you know, you gotta have that same energy, and you gotta be held to those same standards. He had a lot of energy, you know, and words you can't take back once you say them. They stick with people. So he just needs to have that same energy that he used when he said those words, and be bold and apologizing. And I'm gonna say this, you know, I've asked for, you know, Chief Humphrey, you know, to give a public apology, but I'm gonna also say, if he doesn't wanna give an apology, that's okay too. You know, because I don't want him to apologize if he ain't sincere. It's just what I asked for. And I thought that was a slight offer from what he said. The family's not happy. Actually, they're devastated. You know, I know my community, you know, members, they hold Tammy Hawkins accountable. You know, they don't play with me, and I don't play about them.
We don't play about you.
Right, you know, so I'm not gonna play with the administration, Chief Humphrey. Like I said, 24 hours. And I want to see him behind the podium. You know, the mayor can hold press conferences whenever he wants to. Anybody can, especially when they're supposed to be a public servant. I'm sure all the, you know, media show up for it. You know, so we'll see. You know, this will tell a lot about his character, about his integrity. And I'm gonna wait, you know, this isn't checkers. chest.
What are your next steps?
It's not, I wouldn't ask me what my next steps is, because my next step will be after his next step.
So what happens in 24 hours?
Yeah, well, we'll see if he don't. Because, you know, the administration, you know, they make a lot of fast moves. And I really don't think that they really took a lot of time when they got rid of the last chief. You know, she made a very insensitive statement in a private setting with her employees, and she was let go. So this was public, right? This was public. So I'm just wondering if we would have gave Chief Villarillo an opportunity to apologize. She wasn't given that chance. So we're at least giving him a chance. Okay? So we'll see what moves that he makes next. Any other questions?
Councilwoman, with the harm that Chief Humphrey's remarks caused to the family of Tasha White, it makes me think of $1.3 million was put into Restorative Justice Program with Volunteers of America. With that harm done, would you say this would be a fitting program to go through with this process too?
You only as good as your leader. You know, Chief Humphrey sets the tone. He sets the tone on what's accepted and what shouldn't be accepted. And this just does not say a lot about his leadership. I'm disappointed. I believed in him. I really did. So this is not just a smack in the face. But do I believe in second chances? I'm a second chancer. Let me say that. So I believe in it. But I don't believe in second chances when it comes to putting blame to somebody who can't even fight for themselves.
Our last question.
I have a question.
Okay.
Real fast. I just want to state that he shouldn't be made to apologize about the marriage. He has to want to apologize compassionately from his heart. Because a lot of times we get in positions, of the authority, always make you apologize when you really don't want to. You just do it for the public. So he should be made to apologize. He should want it from the heart and not just be speaking,
And I will say this, he did admit to me that the statement that he made was wrong.
He needs training.
Yeah. And what that lets you know is that I'm a little concerned about who discusses with him what he should say and what he shouldn't say. Right? Because, if he says it, we don't need it to be a trend. Because we know how those trendsetters can be. Well, if he can get away with it, we should be able to get away with it, right? Yeah. So, I'm just, again, he said it to me, and I appreciated that. But, it needs to be just as loud as his disrespect.
That part.
So you got one more question, and we'll end the press conference.
Councilwoman Hawkins, I know you were a strong advocate during the budget hearing for 112 go to LMPD. Has this scenario, has this situation affected that at all?
Well, what's done is done. We need the police. That's the first thing that if somebody, if something happens, who we call 911? My judgment felt like that the budget was needed to get them the training. I felt that. I was willing to give them the opportunity to get better training. Nobody's perfect, right? But here we are back again. But my question is, to the mayor, to the chief, how can we heal? How can we move on? How do we build trust when things like this are being let go. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Brianna.